I am Dr. Ramaswamy, Senior Consultant in the Department of Hematology and Stem Cell Transplantation in Aster Medicity, Cochin. I would like to discuss basic concepts in stem cell transplantation. Basically, the stem cells are present in the bone marrow and are necessary for the hematopoietic cellular elements of the blood, that is red blood cells, white blood cells and the platelets. If any problems of these cellular elements productions, as in the case of leukemias or a lymphomas or a myelomas, it can be treated and it can be cured with the stem cell transplantation if there is any problems in these stem cells. There are two types of stem cell transplantation. One is called autologous transplantation, where the patient, him or herself, is the donor. In conditions like a lymphomas, myelomas and sometimes pediatric cancers, what we will do, we will give the chemotherapy to keep the disease under control, and then once the disease is under control, we will collect the stem cells from the patient and then we will give a very high dose of chemotherapy. When we give very high dose of chemotherapy, the stem cells will be completely ablated. So, we need to replace the stem cells after the chemotherapy, and that is a principle of autologous stem cell transplantation, by which sometimes we can cure the disease, sometimes we can keep the disease under control for a longer period of time. But in conditions like a leukemias, usually we need to go for the allogenic stem cell transplantation, wherein there will be a donors which will be giving the stem cells to the patient and that will be given. The donors can be either the kith and kin, that is own brothers and sisters, or the parents, or from the registry it can be collected. Normally when we say the donor has to be matched 100%. It is not the blood group which we are looking at that. When we say 100% matching, there are HLA molecules are there which needs to be matched. Generally the donor is, any age is acceptable, but younger age is preferred, preferably less than 50 years, but when there is no other alternative donor, we can go for the higher age. Donor, it's not necessary to be hospitalized except on the day of the collection of the stem cells. Nowadays, as I mentioned before, peripheral blood stem cell collections can be done, wherein the patient come on the previous day night, on that day morning, he will be connected to the machine where his stem cells will be collected from the peripheral blood. A small needle will be inserted. The blood will go into a machine called apheresis machine. Once the stem cell, there is a cartridge which will collect only the stem cells, and the rest of the blood will be given back to the patient, the donor who is giving the stem cells. So, now let us go what is the bone marrow transplantations. As I mentioned to you that the conditions like leukemias, lymphomas, myelomas or pediatric solid tumors or inherited bone marrow failure syndrome, the bone marrow is not functioning, or the patient is having some sort of blood elements problems, Bure red cell aplasia, or the patient is having an autoimmune disorder sometimes, all these conditions can be completely eradicated or can be controlled for a longer time by these transplant procedures. There are few terminologies which we need to know when we are talking about the stem cell transplantation. One is called a conditioning regimen. What is meant by conditioning regimens? The basic principle of this transplant is you eradicate the patient bone marrow stem cells, and for that the chemotherapy and or radiotherapy which is given generally will be a combination or only chemotherapy, where it will eradicate the stem cells and then we will give the donor stem cells to the patient in case of allogenic, or the patient stem cells will be given in case of autologous transplantations. So, this is called conditioning regimen, which will be given before stem cell infusions. The second is a stem cell infusion. whatever the stem cells which we collected, either the autologous or the allogenic stem cell collections, if the stem cells has to be stored for longer than 72 hours, we cannot keep it in the blood bank. We need to cryopreserve in -degree, and there are particular procedure which we will be following for the cryopreservation. When there is a need, that time the stems will be taken from the cryopreservation and then it will be infused to the patient. What are the complications of the stem cell transplantations? Three basic things. One, the graft rejections. As we all know that whenever we transplant, that can be rejected by the patient, that is called graft rejection. That is very less likely, which will happen only in 5% to 10% of the time. The next one is a graft versus host disease, that is called GVHD, which is peculiar, typical of the stem cell transplantation, which usually will not happen in a case of solid organ transplantation like a kidney or a heart or liver transplantation. You won't get GVHD. The GVHD is what is happening is, when we give a stem cell transplantation from the donor to the patient, the donor cells are the immune cells. Unlike in other solid organ transplantations, the immune cells in our body is coming from the hematopoietic stem cells which are in the bone marrow. So these immune cells can cause GVHD. That means it is rejecting the recipient's organs. In order to prevent the GVHD, we will give a immunosuppressive medications to avoid the GVHD. Because it is a immunosuppressive medication we are giving it, that will also add to the chance of infections. And some of the virus infections can be flare up after the transplantation. CMV, cytomegalovirus, EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, BK virus, all these infections can be flared up following the transplantation when we give a immunosuppressive medication, when there is no 100% matching donor. So these complications are the one which we need to follow up closely.